that is the miracle that has happened just this year. And that explains the strength, the student strength in this chart. And the orange portion is the portion which has come from the government schools, and the green portion are the ones that are in the TCF schools themselves. Now, what are the results? It's okay to open schools, but you've got to produce results. You've got to give a future to these children. So 40% increase there was in graduates from last year. So as the system matures, there are more and more children that are matriculating from TCF schools. Also, 48% of these children scored A or A+. This went from 38% to 48%. I don't know of any other school system in Pakistan where metric results, the children get 48% A or A+. We now have over 15,000 matriculates. We now have about 10,650 children that are going into intermediate. That is 70% of our graduates, as opposed to 59% of the average. The average matriculation, the population in Pakistan, about 50% go on for further studies. In our case, it's about 70%. So, another big thing that happened this year, besides the government schools, was we opened a college. And you folks are probably wondering, TCF provided primary and secondary education, why are you opening a college? Well, a lot of our students were having problems with intermediate, in the sense that they had this high standard of education, and when they got to the intermediate level, suddenly the standard took a nosedive. And then after intermediate, they had to get into tertiary colleges, good colleges we wanted them to go to. And so we decided that for those students who are going into top tier colleges, we needed to find a solution. So we opened a college where the top 400 students of TCF go to this inter-college. And now our children are going to Dow Medical, they're going to LUMS, they're going to IBA, they're going to FAST. These are children whose parents would have never dreamed of going to college, are going not only to college, but to some of the top tier colleges in the country. This is the batch, the first batch of students in the TCF college. And this is a young girl who found our CEO walking the corridors of the college. And she came and she grabbed him. And for half an hour, she wouldn't let him go, and spent half an hour telling him how wonderful her experience at TCF was, how wonderful her teachers were. And so after half an hour, when he couldn't get rid of her, he said, okay, let's have a picture taken. So that's this young girl. Besides the basic education, TCF is also providing community services. 53,000 women in the communities where our schools are have gotten basic literacy, adult literacy. They can read, write, and do basic math because of TCF. That is 9,600 women just the last year alone. We're also providing clean water, and now we're opening vocational training centers in our schools. We're also leveraging technology for quality education. We're setting up AV, audiovisual training rooms, and the pilot program has 48 schools in it. We also use systems. If you ever went to the TCF office and you saw all the scientific way this is being done, it would make you guys really, really proud. The government school program, right now it stands at 256 schools in the Government of Punjab, 5 schools in KPK, and 3 schools in Sindh. Now, some of you guys may be thinking that we are favoring Punjab, but that's what Punjab gave us. We asked everybody that we were willing to help, and Punjab was the only one that stepped forward, so that's why that is true. I guess that's in the Punjabis clapping. So why government schools? Why government schools was because we have a new goal. Our first goal was 1,000 schools, and we are at 1,358. Our next goal is 1.5 million children. That is the goal, and to reach that goal, we had to find new ways of reaching more children. And another reason why government schools was the state of the government school education. About 53% of grade 5 children in government schools can only read second grade level Urdu. About 45% of the children who are in grade 5 in government schools cannot read 2 sentences in English. About 22% of these students cannot do 2-digit division. So if you ask them to divide 64 by 12, they won't be able to do it. So that's another reason for doing this. And this is the distribution of the schools in Punjab. We took over some of the districts like Narwal, Kasur, Sargodha, Chakwal, Attak, and Rawalpindi district. And how does it work? We've asked the government of Punjab to do the repair and renovation. We asked, government of Punjab is providing us 750 rupees per child, and they're giving us the autonomy to select our own teachers and to provide our own teachers. This is what kept us from adopting government schools till now. We wanted to bring in our own teachers. And at the end of the year, they'll do a test to see if we are doing a good job. And if we are, they'll continue with the program. Otherwise, they'll change it. And we're really confident of that. This is the state of the schools when we found them. No furniture, walls peeling plaster, classes being held outside, children not in uniform, no proper furniture, no desks. And this is after TCF has taken over those same schools. These are the same children. These are the government provided uniforms. They're not TCF uniforms, but you'll see ours are khaki. This is the same classroom after we took it over. These are the same children after we took over the control of the schools. And it's only been since April. This is the classroom since we took these schools over. And these are the wonderful teachers that are helping us do this. And these are all women. Over 10,000 women have been trained and employed as teachers in TCF schools. So we have this army of over 10,000 women that are changing Pakistan. Another classroom. And this shows how the enrollment has reached since we took over. And this is the cost. To run these 256 schools is going to take us $1.2 million. For the furniture and minor renovation, it's going to take us $1.5 million. And for the additional rooms and stuff, we're going to ask the Punjab government to do that. So this is an expensive proposition. You do not take over 256 schools without having to spend some money. This is the growth in our number of school units, and as you see, the jump in this year is because of the government school program. That's a 30% growth in 1 year. This is the growth in TCF USA. This is the growth in the money that you and you have been giving us for improving this and achieving these miraculous achievements. So this is the growth that's in the funding that TCF USA has been receiving from the Pakistanis in the US. I'm going to make one last piece of information. By building schools and adding children, it was costing us $905 to add the capability to add one more child. By adopting government schools, we can do it for $16. To educate a child in a TCF school costs us $12. With the Punjab government subsidy, it costs us only $4. So this is the rationale behind that. And this is why we've gotten a lot of support from people building schools, but now we need support from people for running these schools, for the support of these schools. Because this whole chunk of your dollar goes into the teachers and the teacher training, their salaries, etc. So that is where we need help. And with that, I will say thank you very much for all of you being here, for all your years of support, for all the volunteers who have helped put this together, for Hania Tirmizi, who took over the lead of the TCF Chicago chapter and helped us build into a larger chapter, so it's not just a handful of people running around like crazy. Thank you very much, Hania. And of course, we are very pleased that Hania's husband, usually it's the other way around, the introductions are, there's Mr. Faisal Tirmizi, the Consul General of Pakistan, and his wife, Hania Tirmizi. Over here at TCF, it's totally different. It's Hania Tirmizi, the chairman of TCF Chicago, and by the way, her husband, who happens to be the Consul General, is also here. So please, a round of applause for them, and a round of applause for all our volunteers. Now I'm going to give the mic back to Nabila so she can introduce Iqra. But before you listen to Iqra, just think there are thousands and thousands of gems like this that we need to reach.
Thank you, Danial.